The ocean holds a wide variety of strange species that have yet to be discovered and yet still washing up as large unidentifiable carcasses all over the world. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we will be going over 5 mysterious discoveries that have been made on beaches from around the world. Lobsters. Oftentimes, it is no surprise to find a number of strange ocean life washing up on the shores of beaches from around the world. Additionally, many of these strange species coming from the ocean can range in all sorts of shapes and sizes, from dolphins to whales to sharks and even to swarms of flooding jellyfish all across the beach. Interestingly enough, there are a number of cases in which impossible to understand species have washed up on beaches all around the world that are referred to as globsters. Globsters are described as being large white globs of animals washed up that have been reported as sometimes still moving or completely dead. This has led to many referring to these large masses such as that of different kinds of sea monsters, though researchers quite usually believe they're nothing more than a form of mistaken identity. One of the most convincing cases, however, comes from an encounter of a globster referred to as El Trunco. Back on the 24th of October in 1924, a strange and unexplainable monster washed ashore after witnesses combing the beaches claimed to have seen an even more impossible to explain scenario playing before them. Out in the waves close to the shore, there appeared to be 2 large killer whales working in unison to attack an even larger creature in the ocean that not a single person standing watch could explain. The ocean monster was described as having a long and massive trunk similar to that of an elephant, a thick white fur wrapped around its entire body similar to that of a polar bear, and the bloated and massive body of a small whale. Given the massive trunk extending from the face of the white furry beast, many gave the creature the name of Trunco, and believed it to be a strange monster unknown by researchers of the time. Despite the body rotting away on the beaches for more than 10 days, with a wide variety of people visiting the site, not a single scientist or researcher went to the body, and none of it was preserved for future study. This has led many to believe that perhaps the creature was nothing more than a large whale and a case of mistaken identity. Given the fact that nothing could have been preserved of the location, however, it is hard to assume that the creature was a case of mistaken identity, and the witnesses that recount the tale say overwhelmingly so that that wasn't the case. Unfortunately, it appears that we may never know what the creature really looks like and where it came from, marking it as an impossible to explain ocean mystery. Today, many cryptid websites on the internet have removed the Trunco creature and accepted the rather half-hearted explanation of an old bloating carcass as the cause of the sighting, despite numerous witness claims more than detailing the strangeness of the creature. Mysterious oil tanker. Found on the beachy shores of Liberia, located in West Africa, was that of a massive ghost ship that seemingly washed up on the shore with no crew, captain or shipmates of any kind. This led to a full-on investigation in the matter to better understand what could have caused such a strange occurrence. The Liberian National Police inspected the ship and found that there had been no lifeboats of any kind, including stored safety rafts that would have accompanied the cabins. There didn't appear to be any kind of vandalizing or damage to the ship to lead to the crew having any reason to abandon the area, nor did the ship appear to be looted in any way to indicate pirates. This left investigators believing that the captain would have ditched the ship after realizing he had no money to pay his crew. This would have also led all of the crew to abandon the ship shortly after, letting it drift until it hit the shore. No other reasonable explanations have been offered or accepted by Liberian authorities. Such ships appear to wash up on shores all throughout history and have led many to wonder the fate of the crew members lost to the sea. Ghost ships. When standing on the shores of beaches from around the world, encounters with this strange paranormal and supernatural occurrence has left many wondering if darker forces are responsible for the terrible fate of those of whom have went missing on the open seas. Some of these encounters include claims of seeing ships in the distance seemingly floating in the sky, an effect known as atmospheric refraction that had led many to not understand the nature of the horizon. Others, however, have reported sightings impossible to explain with natural scientific means, such as encounters seen on the shores of Chesapeake Bay. Though there are a collection of rumours and myths surrounding the area regarding potentially hidden and buried treasure, locals have also claimed that if someone stays there for a prolonged period of time, they will begin to notice a large ghostly image of the port beginning to manifest. This has led many to have reported spotting ghostly ships out past the harbour, and rumours of getting near the ship have spread further legends of wailing spirits inhabiting them. It does appear, however, that such claims of ghost ships manifesting as large ethereal ships coming close to the shores has arisen in many different areas around the world, and are not just described as ships with completely abandoned crews, but rather as large glowing spirits that take on the form of boats and the wailing undead that inhabit them. Other such popular cases of abandoned ships washing up on shores include the recovery of the Cas 2, that is often regarded as one of the most unexplained and strange Australian mysteries to ever wash up on the beach, with authorities discovering even food and flatware perfectly fine on tables, a fully charged computer on, and the engine still running. Perfect snowballs on a Siberian beach. Back in 2016, residents located near a Siberian beach in Russia began reporting of a strange natural phenomenon that began to occur across an 11-mile stretch located on the coast. The residents found tens of thousands of snowballs seemingly formed overnight, perfectly round and varying in size, going on for more than 11 miles in every direction on the beach. These snowballs were sometimes described as being the size of a tennis ball to being larger than a full meter in diameter. At first, they were believed to be large rounded stones that had been formed by crashing waves, but, when broken up, were created out of nothing more than hardened snow and ice. This led researchers to look into the strange phenomenon to better understand what could have been causing the formation of such perfectly rounded snowballs to have formed overnight, stretching so many miles. The working theory today is that the shoreline had frozen over in the night, but not enough to have formed hardened ice. This frozen shoreline, mixed with crashing waves, would have been formed into a slush that could be rolled by the ongoing winds in the area to form large, perfectly rounded snowballs across the beach. Though this would require a number of perfect variables, it would help to explain how so many could have been formed overnight, and none could continue to be formed during the day, as any evidence of the slush would have been completely melted away. The Montauk Monster. Although the city of Montauk has had its fair share of conspiracy theories in the past, it appears that reports have surfaced of a strange creature washing ashore known as the Montauk Monster that appears to be a strange, demonic-looking aquatic monster carcass on the shores of Montauk. Despite the creature having rested on the shores and being the centre of media attention, there were never attempts made to gather DNA evidence of the creature to accurately pin the origin of its species. Additionally, many believed that the creature could have been a product of strange genetic manipulation tests on the animal, given that the area of which the body washed up was located downstream from the Plum Island Animal Disease Center. Using the photographed evidence of the creature, researchers were capable of disproving the creature as being a raccoon, sea turtle without a shell, a large rodent, canine of any kind, or a sheep, proving that the skeptic explanations were not founded in their claims. According to William Rise, director of Stony Brook University's Living Marine Resources Institute, he concluded that the legs were too long in proportion to be a raccoon, the fur and teeth of the creature disproved it from being a sea turtle, the lack of large incisor teeth at the front of the mouth disproved it from being a rodent, the eye ridge and feet shape disproved it from being a canine, and the sharp teeth disproved it from being a sheep. Despite this gathered evidence from a lead researcher in the field of biology, many skeptics still publish and claim that the Montauk Monster is nothing more than a washed-up raccoon or sea turtle missing its shell. This ultimately proves that the lack of true skeptic evidence into the creature overwhelmingly demonstrates the monster as being a well-founded ocean mystery that even biologists have trouble explaining. But what do you all think of these strange and almost supernatural encounters with unexplained discoveries made on beaches from around the world and spawning a number of strange conspiracy theories? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.